Viewers, I welcome you to a discussion series titled Sex as It Relates to You. And we are taking the studies from the book titled Demystifying Sex, authored by my humble self, Nnaoma Isaac Kusu, and the book is available on the Amazon bookstore. You are welcome. The average man or an adult will believe that he or she has known everything about sex. The truth is that you must have known so much, but how much you know of the right knowledge about sex remains the question until we go through the series. So join me. What is sex? Now, before I say what I understand sex to mean, there is need to redefine sex in the light of prevailing circumstances around the world. If there's any institution that has been abused so terribly, it is the sex instrument and institution. Now, having said that, what is sex? Sex has to do with your gender of either male or female. Secondly, it has to do with the coming together of the man and his wife legitimately in marriage union or relationship. So, in God's standard, sex is only permitted within the bounds of legal marriage union, and anything outside of it, premarital or extramarital, is strictly forbidden by God. And that is from the standpoint of which we shall be discussing this subject. Now, what is the purpose of sex? The sex act is described, in various terms. For instance, intercourse, mating, coitus, having an affair, carnal knowledge, and a host of other, expressions describe the coming together of the husband and the wife, which we call the sex act. It is primarily God's method of procreation. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, he says to Adam and Eve, "Be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth." And the sex instrument is a means of accomplishing that mandate. Again, sex is pleasure strictly reserved for legally married man and woman. It's also a means of consummation of their love or marital vows. It helps cement their relationship. It is, the consummation of their vows. It enhances intimacy in the marriage union. Some facts we need to know about sex include as follows. 1. It is strictly a private affair. It should be had in the comfort of the couple's privacy. No live recording of sex. No publishing of pictures relating to sex. Any of those things will degenerate sex into pornography, which is one big way of abusing the sex institution. It is for mature adults, physically speaking, emotionally, and financially. Couples should be able to take responsibility of the outcome of their sex union. For instance, marriage and some other exigencies. Pregnancy and some other exigencies. Couples should take responsibility. That's why they need to be ready financially. It's no business for children. Another thing is that sex is God's original idea. It's an institution that God holds so dear to his heart, because that is means of continuity of the human race. Is so important to God that does not take off his eyes from what happens relating to sex. In Hebrews chapter 13 verse 4, God said three important things there. He says, marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. Warmongers and adulterers, God will judge. Three important things there. The sanctity of the marriage institution in which sex plays great role. Secondly, the sanctity of sex itself. And the third one is the promise that he will punish every abuse of sex. So sex demands responsibility and accountability. So these are important facts we need to know about sex. The last point I want to make there is that sex is more spiritual than physical. The momentary bonding that takes place during intercourse is just little compared to the far-reaching spiritual implications. You become one with whoever you engage yourself in sex. During sex, there's an enmeshment of spirits and an exchange of spirits. You become one with whoever you engage in sex. Whatever is happening inside of him, you are taking a great, part of it. That is why it demands, right choice and right attitude. I want to stop there. Remember, we are speaking from the book titled Demystifying Sex, available on the Amazon bookstore. You are welcome. God bless you until we see again.